Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I am simply OLA. In my last few videos, we have been discussing activities around the nursery rhyme 5 Little Speckled Frogs. And in this video, we'll be extending that knowledge further, and we'll be talking about the life cycle of a frog based on still the 5 Little Speckled Frogs. Even though we're a bit moving away from the 5 Little Speckled Frogs, but we're still discussing about frogs. So today we'll be talking about the life cycle of a frog, and we're going to show how we can demonstrate this to the early years children. Remember, there's nothing we can't teach children, but we just have to adapt it to their level. I remember growing up, even in secondary school, learning about life cycle of animals, and that is still what we're doing today in this video, but under the UK curriculum, it is taught under understanding of the world. So we're going to be using the same, we're going to be discussing how we can, talk to children about the life cycle of a frog. We can do this through songs, repetitive songs, which we're going to be doing in this video. And then, sometimes you could manipulate words like, creating poems with the children, which at the same time we will also be doing in this video. I have composed a poem and we'll be reciting that poem as well in this video. There's nothing wrong in getting poems from the internet or getting poems from books, but I've just thought of why don't we be creative with the children and develop our own poem. You're feeding on their literacy skills, you're feeding on their communication and language skills as well. So what are the things we'll be needing? We'll be needing pictures of the frog, from each stages of frog's development, and then that's the pictures of each stages of frog's development. We will be needing baby's picture because children have to see something that they can relate with, so that they can understand whatever concept you want them to understand. And what they can relate with will be their own baby pictures, how they've grown over the weeks, how they've grown over the months, or how they've grown over the years. And then you now relate it to, the frogs and the life stages of frogs. How do frogs grow up from frog spawn? They look like eggs onto a tadpole. They look like fish onto a froglet, and then proper frog. That's how frogs grow up. How do frogs grow up from frog spawn? They are eggs onto a tadpole. They look like fish onto a froglet, then a proper frog. That's how frogs grow up. How do frogs grow up from frog spawn? They are eggs onto a tadpole. They look like fish onto a froglet, then a proper frog. That's how frogs grow up. How do frogs grow up from frog spawn? They are eggs onto a tadpole. They look like fish onto a froglet, then a proper frog. That's how frogs grow up. How do frogs grow up from frog spawn? They are eggs onto a tadpole. They look like fish onto a froglet, then a proper frog. That's how frogs grow up. Ribbit, ribbit. Just for the purpose of this video, I've written a poem. It's called Life Cycle of a Frog, and you can do the same thing with the children. Let them write a line, you write the other. And it's just to develop their communication and language skills. Like I did mention, it's called The Life Cycle of a Frog, and I'm just going to read it to you now. Mother frog, what are you doing? I am laying my eggs in the pond. Eggs, who are you, or what are you? We are frog spawn and we born in the pond. Frog spawn, what can you do? I can grow into a tadpole in few weeks. I then look like a fish in a dish. A fish in a dish? Tadpole, what can you do? I can change into a froglet with a long tail and be your frog pet. Or frog pet? froglet, froglet, what can you do? I can lose my tail and sail in the pond. Then I become a proper frog. A proper frog? So, frog, frog, what can you do? I can lay more eggs and bond in the pond once again and become a mother frog. Mother frog, what are you doing? I am laying my eggs in the pond. Eggs, eggs. Who or what are you? We are frog spawn and we bond in the pond. Frog spawn, what can you do? I can grow into tadpole in a few weeks. I'll then look like a fish in a dish. A fish in a dish. Tadpole, tadpole, what can you do? I can change into a froglet with long tail and be your frog pet. Froglet, froglet, what can you do? I can lose my tail and sail in the pond. Then I'll become a proper frog. A proper frog? So, frog, frog, what can you do? I can lay more eggs that bond in the pond once again and become a mother frog again. And the end, so there's nothing, that's just a poem, you know, being creative with words. And, you know, you could do that with your children as well. Be creative with them, be original. If you need to extend children's knowledge further, there's a book here we recommend. It's all about, it's life cycle series of animals. It's called I Wonder Why Caterpillars Eat So Much. I've looked at the book in page 23 of the book. It's talking about the life cycle of frog as well. So I will recommend this book if you really want to continue on life cycle series. And that is it really. Right, I want to seize this opportunity to say this is a book that I've written. It's called My Great Adventure. It's on Amazon. I will leave a link in the description. Thank you so much. Bye.